Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Dive in the Fire. I am Kiana. Hi, hey, thank you so much for being here. So today is actually the day that I launched this podcast, released the first episode, and I was just about to get ready for bed, and I was like, you know what, I feel inspired to make a video right now, just kind of talking about today, like how today went with putting this first episode out. This is kind of just a message to inspire you, whoever needs to hear this, of taking action before you feel ready. Because I know a lot of times when there's something on our heart and we want to do it, we're like, okay, like I want to do this, but I'm not feeling fully confident yet. Like I don't really feel all the way ready for this. So let me just wait till I like have the confidence. But what I've noticed time and time again with things like this is you don't feel that confidence until you do it, or that fear doesn't go away until you do it. Like, okay, let's just get into it. So with this podcast, when I was thinking about starting this podcast and everything, first I was so excited. Like there was excitement. I was like, oh my gosh, yay. And even recording it, at first I was nervous, but then like actually recording it, I was like, yay, that was so fun. Like it was a pretty fun process. Of course, there were like some limiting beliefs coming up here and there, but like overall, I was like excited and it was fun. And then today comes where I'm like getting ready. I'm uploading the podcast and all the different places that it's in. And I was getting so nervous. I was overthinking everything, just everything about it. I was overthinking. But luckily enough, I was able to tell that, like, for example, I was overthinking the name, and I was able to tell though that I didn't actually dislike the name. I was just overthinking it. And the reason I could tell is because it wasn't like a calm thing of like, I don't really know if I want to go with that right now. Like, do I want to call it something else? I mean, I'm open to like changing the name in the future. This is not like set in stone. But as of right now, it wasn't like a calm, like, maybe I can name it something else. It was like a anxious voice of like, oh my gosh, is it stupid? Is it weird? And so luckily I was able to catch that and, get myself off that neural pathway. If you listen to that first episode, we talked about neural pathways. So yeah, able to get myself off that neural pathway and be like, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that today. We're not overthinking this. No. So when I was picturing, like after I recorded the podcast and it went so well, like I was so happy afterwards. I was like, yay. And I was so excited to come the next day, aka today, and upload it. So then when I was uploading it today and I didn't have those same feelings of excitement, I was like, oh man. But, I could have like truly overthought the heck out of it and been like, no, this isn't good. Oh, I started overthinking the episode too, which yesterday I was like, oh, boom, that was great. Like I trust everything that came out of my mouth. I know that whatever needed to be said was said and blah, blah, blah. But then today I was like, did I say this? Did I mention this? Did I explain this well enough? So there was overthinking there too. So anyway, I could have like scrapped the whole thing and been like, no, this wasn't good enough. Like I need to change the name, or I need to re-record it, or I need to just wait until I'm more confident, or blah, 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 blah. But I still uploaded it, even with those nerves there. Now, of course, I did things to make myself feel more regulated, like EFT tapping, we know I love. Dancing out the emotions too helps me as well. So like dancing out whatever I'm feeling and then putting on a happy song and dancing around to that. Led Me to You by Haley Hoffman Smith. Check it out. Ooh, also something I want to touch on too is when I was still in this kind of nervous state after uploading the podcast, I also noticed myself like leaning in for or like wanting to grasp at some external validation. Like if someone who normally will comment on my post or like reply to my story or something only liked it and didn't say any words with it this morning after I uploaded it, I was for a second like, oh my gosh, like they didn't say anything. It wasn't good enough. And then as soon as I started doing that, I was like, oh girl, no, we're also not going down this path. We are not going down the external validation path. Obviously, if I am looking for someone outside of me to tell me that it was valuable, that means that I am in the moment not seeing the value. So I sat back and remembered why I'm uploading this video or these videos, these podcasts, and going back to that knowing of like, because I have this deep knowing in my heart, my head, I don't know where, that there is just a collective of people out there who resonate with my messages, and I know that exactly what comes out is just what they need to hear. Like, I have that deep knowing. So I just had to go back to that instead of waiting for the external validation to come in of someone telling me that it was good or whatever. Giving it to myself first, feeling that value from within myself, not with someone telling me it. And funny enough, after I did that, after I felt the feeling of myself, then the messages started to come in of people being like, just praising. Praising sounds kind of weird. Just telling me that they liked it and that it was inspiring to them, which I was like, yay, because that's really, really wanted to hear, is that it is helping someone, guiding them, inspiring them, whatever it may be. The next thing I'll say too is when we're in these times of feeling like we're maybe overthinking, or kind of feeling stuck in these thought loops or whatever, it can be kind of easy to just kind of like sit there and try and quote unquote distract yourself with like social media or something, just scrolling. But that's really not helping anything. As soon as you stop scrolling and your mind isn't distracted anymore, you're gonna feel like icky again. So what I would recommend is doing something playful, something that you enjoy, something that is fun for you. Like today, I did my hair. I love doing my hair. I sit in my bathroom with this chair, I put a show on, I do my hair, and it's just one of my favorite things. So I did that, and that felt really good. I watched a movie with my mom, had some snacks, had some chocolates. So that was fun. And yeah, just going back to the trusting of everything is just coming out and turning out perfectly as it is supposed to be right now. Even the fact of me being nervous this morning and overthinking and everything, even then I was like, oh, this is perfect, because I'll be able to help someone. Like, say someone wants to start a podcast and they're like, oh, I'm nervous. I can be like, listen, I was nervous too, and I did it. So this is just a pretty quick message today. Really, I was just feeling inspired to come on here and be like, listen, if there is something that you have in your heart that you want to do, it's your true feeling, like a true heart desire that you really want to do something, but you're feeling scared, you're feeling nervous, let that part of you that's nervous have a voice. What are they scared of? Say it's starting a podcast that you're thinking about too. Let's just use it for an example. What is this part of you scared of? What bad thing happens if you start this podcast? Maybe it's fear of judgment, fear of being seen. So it's about comforting that part of you that's nervous, not about being annoyed that they're there or shoving them away or being like, oh my gosh, why can't you just not be anxious? Why can't you just be ready to do blah, blah, blah? But no, it's about comforting them and showing them that, hey, maybe actually, like, if they have a fear that everyone is just gonna hate what they're saying and hate what they're putting out there, and then they're gonna end up being alone and isolated, show them a different option. What if actually putting themselves out there and creating a podcast actually brings them more love and more joy, because people are able to relate to them or feel inspired by them, and then they can form connections? And what if it actually is this beautiful thing? Like, show them that option. And of course, I feel like these feelings also live in our body, so any sort of somatic release you can do too is great. We already know I love EFT tapping, and then also somatic release like dancing or breath work. What else is there? I don't really know right now. Also, it doesn't have to be an overnight 180 thing. Like, let's say you're just in the beginning stages of wanting to have a podcast. That's just the example we're going with today. You don't have to immediately tomorrow record your first podcast episode. What if you just played around with what you want, like, your podcast to be about? Like, who is your audience? Who are you talking to? What if you started playing around with a name that it could have? What if you started practicing recording episodes but not actually uploading them? I feel like baby steps are so key. Instead of just like going 0 to 100, like throwing yourself in there, you can baby step it. Okay, that's all for today. I would love to know if you needed to hear this, if this inspired you in any way. I'd also love to know what it is that you are having on your heart to do but are maybe feeling a little bit nervous. If you want to share, I'd love to know. So feel free to leave it in the comments or DM me on Instagram, which will be in the show notes. And thank you guys so much for listening. I will see you in the next one. Bye!